What if I told you that the hardest working person you know might never become successful? That while you're grinding 16 hours a day, someone else is sleeping 8 hours and still winning? Sounds unfair, doesn't it? But what if hard work was never the real secret to success? Stay with me, because this story will change everything you believe about success. In a small village surrounded by green fields, there lived a 28-year-old man named David. David owned a small shop in the village market. Every morning, David woke up at 5 a.m. He cleaned his shop, arranged his products, and opened the doors by 6:30 a.m., always the first shop to open. While other shop owners arrived at 9 a.m., David was already working for 2.5 hours. At lunch, everyone closed their shops and went home to eat with family. But not David. No. David ate bread at his counter and kept working. Time is money, he would say. I can't waste a single minute. When 6 p.m. came and everyone closed their shops, David stayed. He stayed until 9 p.m., sometimes 10 p.m., sometimes even 11 p.m. His shop was always open. His eyes were red from exhaustion. His teacup was never empty. On weekends, David worked even more. While his friends went to the river, played cricket, or spent time with family, David stayed at his shop. Success requires sacrifice, he told himself. I'll rest when I'm successful. His wife, Maya, begged him, David, please, just one Sunday. Let's visit your mother. Let's just breathe. But David would shake his head. Maya, you don't understand. I'm building our future. Just a little longer. Just a little more work. Month after month, year after year, David worked and worked and worked. Now, in the same village market, there was another shop owner. His name was Rahul. Rahul was the same age as David. Same size shop, same type of business, but something was very different. Rahul arrived at 9 a.m., like everyone else. He took a full lunch break at home. He talked with customers, laughed, built friendships. At 6 p.m., Rahul closed. He went home. He played with his children. He helped his wife. He read books. On weekends, Rahul went to the next village for supplies. He learned new business ideas. He met with other shop owners. He slept 8 hours every single night. And here's what made David angry. Rahul's shop grew bigger and bigger. Not David's, Rahul's. Rahul opened a second shop, then started selling to nearby villages. His business was growing while David was just surviving. One day, David saw something that broke him. Rahul was building a new, bigger shop, right in the center of the market, the best location. David stood outside his small, tired shop and watched. His hands started shaking. His chest felt tight. I worked harder than him, David thought. I gave everything. I sacrificed everything. How? How is this possible? That night, David didn't go home on time. He sat in his empty shop, alone in the dark, asking himself the same question again and again. Why am I not enough? At midnight, Maya came looking for him. Her voice was tired, sad. David, please come home. The children are asking for you. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, David whispered. I work more than anyone. Why am I still poor? There was a long silence. Then Maya said something that broke through David's fog. David, maybe you're working hard at the wrong things. She held his hand and took him home. The next morning, David looked terrible. His eyes had dark circles. His clothes were dirty. He hadn't slept properly in months. Rahul noticed. He walked over to David's shop with 2 cups of chai and said, Brother, you look worried. Come, sit with me for a few minutes. David wanted to say no. He wanted to feel angry, but he was too tired to pretend anymore. Okay, David said quietly. They sat under the big banyan tree in the village center. For a few minutes, neither spoke. Finally, David broke. Rahul, I need to ask you something. And please, be honest. How is your business growing while mine is dying? I work twice your hours. I open first, close last. I never take breaks. I sacrificed everything. You go home at 6 p.m. You take Sundays off. You sleep. How?" Rahul took a deep breath. "David, can I tell you a story?" "Imagine two farmers," Rahul began. "Both have the same size land. The first farmer starts working immediately. He works from sunrise to sunset every day. He plows the field himself. He plants every seed with his own hands. He carries water in buckets from the well, just pure hard work, day after day after day." David listened carefully. "The second farmer," Rahul continued, "spends his first month just planting. He studies which crops grow best in his soil. He digs small channels to bring water from the well automatically. He buys one good ox to help with plowing. Then he works smart, not just hard." Rahul looked at David. "Guess what happens?" David shook his head. "The second farmer grows more crops in less time. His harvest is bigger. His crops are better quality. He has time to take them to different markets and get better prices. While the first farmer is exhausted, broken, and his harvest is just average." Rahul leaned forward. "David, you're the first farmer. You think effort equals results. But you're confusing being busy with being smart. You're confusing working hard with working right. Let me tell you what I do differently," Rahul said. "Every Sunday, I don't work in my shop. Instead, I think. I plan. I ask myself, what can I do that will bring more customers? What do people in nearby villages need that I can sell?" I realized something important. If I stay in my shop 15 hours, I can serve maybe 50 customers. But if I build relationships, if I visit other villages, if I buy goods in bulk at lower prices, I can serve 200 customers and make more profit in less time. When I close my shop at 6 p.m., my mind is fresh. So I talk to people. I learn what they need. I think about new ideas. I see opportunities that tired people miss." Rahul smiled gently. "You're like a candle burning at both ends, David. You'll finish quickly. I'm like a lamp with oil. I burn steady, bright, and for a long time." David felt something crack open inside his chest. Years of beliefs, years of grinding, all of it. Maybe wrong? But I thought, David's voice was small, I thought success required sacrifice. I thought if I'm not suffering, I'm not trying hard enough. "No," Rahul said firmly. "That's the lie. Success doesn't require suffering. It requires thinking. It requires planning. It requires protecting your energy, not burning it all." That afternoon, David did something he hadn't done in 3 years. He closed his shop at 6 p.m. His hands were shaking as he locked the door. He felt guilty, like he was doing something wrong. But he walked home anyway. Maya almost dropped her cooking pot when David walked through the door before dark. "David?" she whispered, like she was seeing a miracle. "You're home? Before dinner time?" David's eyes filled with tears. "Yes," he said. "I've been wrong for a long time, but I'm trying to change." His children ran to him laughing. They hugged him for the first time in months. That night, David slept for 10 hours. When he woke up, his mind felt different, clearer, lighter. Over the next 3 months, David changed everything. Instead of working 15 hours, he worked 9. But those 9 hours were focused. He planned every morning. What will bring the most value today? He stopped selling 50 different items that nobody bought. Instead, he focused on 10 items that people really needed. He started closing at lunch and visiting nearby villages. He talked to people. He learned what they wanted. Then he brought those items to his shop. He stopped trying to do everything alone. He hired his nephew part-time to help during busy hours. He started sleeping 8 hours, exercising, spending time with family, thinking. And you know what happened? His business got better. Not busier, better. His customers became more loyal. His profits became bigger. His reputation became stronger. 6 months later, David opened his own second shop, this time in the next village. 1 year after that conversation under the banyan tree, David and Rahul sat in the same spot, but everything was different now. "Thank you, brother," David said. "You saved my life." Rahul smiled. "I didn't save anything. I just showed you what you couldn't see. You were like a bullock going in circles around a well, David, working hard, sweating, exhausting yourself, but going nowhere." "The world celebrates busy people," Rahul continued. "But busy doesn't mean successful. Working hard doesn't mean working smart. And sacrificing everything doesn't mean you'll gain anything." David nodded. "I wasted years of my life believing the wrong thing." "No," Rahul said. "You learned. That's not waste, that's wisdom." "My friend, here's what nobody wants to admit. Hard work alone is not the answer. Success doesn't come from working the most hours. It comes from working the right hours on the right things with the right energy. The most successful people don't burn themselves out. They protect their energy. They focus on what matters. They think before they act. They build systems instead of just working harder. Remember this: a tired mind makes mistakes. A rested mind sees opportunities. You are not a machine. You're a human being with a brilliant mind. Stop trying to outwork everyone. Start trying to outthink everyone. Here's what I want you to do. This week, ask yourself one question every morning. What are the 3 most important things I can do today that will create real results? Not the busiest things, not the most urgent things, the most important things. Then, protect time for rest, for sleep, for family, for thinking, because success without balance is not success. It's just exhaustion with a little more money. If this story opened your eyes, if you've been grinding yourself into dust, please like this video and share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Drop a comment below. What's one thing you're going to do differently this week? Let's learn from each other. I read every single comment. Remember, my friend, work smart, rest well, think clearly. Your best work comes from a sharp mind, not a broken body. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care of yourself. You deserve it.